Good afternoon. Please welcome Board of Director and member of the Audit Committee, Linda Dankwa.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated.
Now please welcome Vice President of Programs, Bonnie Suffrage.
Good afternoon. We're so glad to have you all here. At this time, I would like all of our Board of Directors to please stand where you are, and we would love to give you all a big round of applause. So, current Board of Directors of Town and Gown, please stand. Thank you. You may be seated. Thank you so much. And now, as I call these ladies' names, I would like them to stand, and we will do one round of applause after they're all standing. These are our past presidents who are with us today. So if they would please stand when I call their name: Yvonne Bogdanovich, Paula Ciamataro, Sally Edwards, Linda Given, Carol Greenhalgh, and Patricia Whitman. Please give these ladies a round of applause. All right, and now I would like to recognize our VIPs that are in the room with us today. And if you would please hold your applause until I'm done, and if they would please stand when I call their name, I would really appreciate it. All right, here we go, and I apologize if I don't do your name exactly right. I will try. All right, we've got Rachel Beal, who is the Director of Major Gifts, USC Rossier School of Education. Ann Brown, External Affairs Manager, Richard Nixon Foundation. Kevin Cartwright, Director of Development, Richard Nixon Foundation. Faith Cleary, Associate Director, USC Black Alumni Association. Sarah Fusakis, Associate Dean for Advancement, USC School of Dramatic Arts. Catherine Harrington, Professor Emeritus of Clinical Management and Organization, USC Marshall School of Business. Tony Mazza, Director, USC Transportation Auxiliary Services Administration. Brett Paddleford, Arts Laboratory Technician, USC Trojan Marching Band. Katie Ryan, Director, Football Communications, USC Athletics. Daniel Solo, Executive Senior Associate Athletic Director, Chief Development Officer, USC Athletics. Effie Turnbull Sanders, Vice President, Civic Engagement and Economic Partnerships, University Relations. Jake Vogel, Director, USC Trojan Marching Band. Gina Weitzel, Senior Associate Vice President, Health Sciences Advancement, Keck School of Medicine. Cynthia Weiss, Special Programs Manager, USC Trojan Marching Band. Jerry Wingate, Director, USC Auxiliary Services Design. Steve Yamaguchi, University Counselor. And Linda Zukowski, Chief Development Officer, USC Libraries. Please give these people a round of applause. All right, you may be seated. Thank you. And now I would like to give special recognition to a past virtual speaker. During our, past 2 years, we have gone virtual, we've been in person, backing and forthing, and today we are very fortunate to have Dr. Marissa Pay, if you would please stand, who was a virtual guest at the time. She never was able to attend a luncheon with us, so we're lucky to have her today. Thank you so much. All right, and now I would like for all of the endowed scholarship donors that are in attendance to please stand, and let's give all of these people a lovely round of applause. And down. Yay. All right, thank you so much. And finally, I would like all of the Town and Gown scholars that are with us today to please stand so we can give them a round of applause. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Bonnie. And also, we wanted to give a warm hello to Roberta Weaver, our past president. I think she's 106 years young. So over at that table, Roberta, if you'll wave. And now I'd like to bring up Yvonne Bogdanovich, past president, and Patty Johnson, secretary of our corporation, to give a salute and a well-deserved thank you to our outgoing board of directors.
Patty will introduce them individually. I just wanted to give a short thank you for all your time, your help, and your interest and support of Town and Gown. Without you ladies and the rest of the board, we wouldn't be where we are today. So thank you very much.
And hi, everyone. I'm Patty Johnson. I'm completing my second year in my 2-year term as Secretary of Town and Gown of USC. I have the honor and pleasure to serve on the Board of Directors for the past 3 years. Today, I'm happy to be here to acknowledge and thank the 7 directors who are completing their service this year on the Board of Directors. These generous women have been on the board for at least 4 years, and some as many as the maximum of 8 years. Together, they have contributed thousands, really thousands of hours, whether it's been recording, organizing, interviewing, crunching numbers, welcoming, reviewing, evaluating, or whatever else is needed by their positions. And sometimes they've held more than one position in the same year. Now, at one time, each of these outgoing directors was a new member of our organization, and at some point, they decided themselves or someone in their lives encouraged them to share their gifts and consider joining the board of directors. So each of them has contributed greatly to the success of the board and to the overall success of Town and Gown of USC. I am confident that each of them would tell you how much they've enjoyed the board, they've learned a lot, and they've made many great friends. I can tell you we work hard, but we also have fun. I hope their examples of service will encourage all of you to share your own gifts with Town and Gown on the board of directors. Now I would like to present 6 of those members who are with us today. Deborah Bradley, the 7th person, is unable to join us today. So the rest, ladies, when I call your name, please come up to the stage, receive a gift from Yvonne, and then please remain here for a group photo. The first one is Joyce Fadil. Joyce did communications, corresponding secretary, communications chair, and nominating committee. Thank you, Joyce. The next is Chris Gregg. Chris did hospitality, nominating committee, governance committee, the nominating chair twice, the governance chair twice, parliamentarian for a couple years, third vice president fund development, and the finance committee. Thank you, Chris. The next is Virginia Nave. She's done 3rd vice president programs, nominating committee, 5th vice president programs, 3rd vice president fund development, finance committee, governance committee, and the 4th vice president membership. A lot of vice presidents in there. Thank you, Virginia. Kathy Nicolard did recording secretary. She did was the benefit chair, and she was on the audit committee. She's on it today. I don't remember seeing her. Is she here? Oh, there you are, Kathy. Thank you, Kathy. Next is Sarah Furman, recording secretary, permanent records for 2 years, 4th vice president membership, Audit Chair, Second Vice President, Scholarship, Scholarship Advisor, Finance Committee, and Member at Large. Thank you, Sarah. And the last one is Lori Hunter Tiedemann, CFO Treasurer for 2 years, Finance Committee, Member at Large, First Vice President, Investments, and the Governance Committee. Thank you, Lori. So thank you again, ladies. Please join me as we applaud one last time their generous gifts of time and talents to Town and Gown of USC.
So again, this is probably 50 or 60,000 hours of volunteer service that's leaving the stage right now. So a well-deserved round of applause for all of these ladies. And next, we are going to have our Vice Presidents of Membership come up for a salute to our life members. Please welcome Darcy McLeod and Virginia Nave.
Okay. Gotta keep myself from tearing up. This is the Town and Gown of USC meeting and luncheon, where we like to recognize and thank our life members. We have a total of 320 life members, and there are 73 here with us today.
When you hear your name called, please stand and remain standing to receive your rose. Please hold your applause until the end. And we have ladies that are in the back with Ann Palmer that will be dispersing roses.
There was only two.
Francine Akajanian, Paula Baker, Yvonne Bogdanovich, Lois Booth.
Stand up.
Oh, please stand when your name's called. Ann Brezius, Kathleen Campos, Paula Ciarmataro, Suzanne Cobb, Hillary Crahan, Catherine Cregan, Sandy Davidson, Jean Dimple, Sharon Dolezal Wood, Sally Edwards, Kate Farlow, Carol Fox, Janie Franklin, Ronna Gewelber, Linda Given.
Shayna Glassman, Catherine Goldinger, Carol Greenhalgh, Angel Gregorian, Betty Gross, Vivian Gumbiner.
Please stand when your name's called.
Stand. Mary Hall, Dale Harbor Day, Katie Hare, Barbara Hirabayashi, Elaine Holtzman, Lori Jackson, Patty Jem Gochian, Kathy Johnson, Sandy Johnston, Carol Croce, Kathy Lingle, Patty Madden,
Beverly Mitchell, Lori Molina, Rachel Morford, Robin Morgan, Jerry Nagelberg, Christine Ofeisch, Martha Oropesa, Kathleen Owen, Ann Palmer, Beth Pitak Aaron, Sarah, please stand, Beth, you're not standing. You are to remain standing when you have your rose, ladies, if you were listening.
Stand back up.
Stand up, please. It's only 2 minutes of your life. Sarah Furman, Wilma Pinder, Julie Lynn Percher, Elaine Rosen, Bonnie Satterpour, Rose Sapia, Sharon Schmidt. And we have only 15 more to go.
This is the last page.
So,
I promise this is the last page. Cheryl Schwartz, Sandy Sidwell, Ayuko Siegel, Ali Solem, Colleen Stroikey, Linda Swick, Nancy Tafoya, Carol Thewison, Leona Vallone, Suzanne Vessels, Kristen von Kleinschmidt, Meredith Weiss, Patricia Whitman, Cynthia Weiss, Evelyn Wilson, Debbie Wong, and Candy Wapshall.
and Virginia Nave.
And Darcy McLeod.
Yay! Now you can applaud, everyone. Please stand. Yay! Thank you to our life members who are in attendance today.
I have thoroughly enjoyed working with Darcy this year, and I'm confident that I'm leaving membership in good hands.
And I look forward to my position as membership vice president this coming year. And I welcome working with the lovely Colleen Stroikey over here as my co-vice president. We look forward to welcoming new annual or life members to Town and Gown of USC. And we'll look forward to seeing you all in the fall. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Virginia, and thank you, Darcy. And Darcy, if people didn't know it before, they now know that you were a former elementary school teacher, right? So now it's a very, very special part of the day. We are going to install Beth Petak Aaron as the next CEO and president of the corporation. So Beth, will you please come up? And Yvonne Bogdanovich, will you please join her on the stage?
Are you swearing her in?
So before I read Beth's bio and before Yvonne hands her the gavel, we are going to introduce the board of directors for 2022-2023. And please come up. Please remain standing up here as I call your names. We are going to attempt a group photo. Jill Stewart, member at large. Norma Perez, member at large. Jody Zuvich, member at large. Lori Ward Jackson, Finance Committee. Linda Swick, Finance Committee. Decorations Committee, Rana Gewelber. Physical Facilities Historian Committee, Tula Petrides and Bianca Patterson. Ladies, as I call your names, please come up to the stage. We're going to take a group photo. Physical Facilities Historian co-chairs Kate Farlow and Lisa Updegraff. Parliamentarian Candy Wapshall. Wilma Pinder, Kim Kaufman, Pat Whitman, Linda Dankwa, Nominating Committee. Nominating Committee Chair Edie Etmekchen. Hospitality co-chairs Mary Hall and Janice Teasley. Governance Committee Meredith Weiss, Janine Dimple, Kathleen Campos. Governance Committee Chair Ann Palmer. Audit Committee Lori Middleton, Mary Lou Hamill, Patty Johnson. Audit Committee Chair Helene Lopes. Communications Chair Joan Levis. Benefit Chair Carol Crosha. Fifth Vice President's Programs Bonnie Suffrage and Debbie Wong. Fourth Vice President's Membership Darcy McLeod and Colleen Stroikey. Third Vice President's Fund Development Marilyn Kazarian and Carol Wright. Second Vice President's Scholarship Susie Rhodes and Shayna Glassman. First Vice President Investments Patty Jamgochin. CFO Kathy Johnson. Secretary Ayuko Siegel. And now I will read the bio of our incoming CEO and president. Beth Petak Aaron is an alumna of the University of Southern California's Rasier School of Education. She is an ardent supporter of the university, having served in positions with numerous university-affiliated support groups, chiefly involved in philanthropy, promoting student scholarship. She has served on the USC Board of Governors, the Alumni Coordinating Council, Town and Gown of USC, Trojan League of the South Bay, and the USC Caruso Catholic Center. She is currently the alumni representative on the USC Convocations Committee. Beth's past work experience includes 16 years as an elementary and middle school educator with the Hawthorne School District in Southern California. In addition to her USC degree, Beth has a master's degree in education administration from Cal State University, Dominguez Hills. She and her husband, Tony, who is here with us today, enjoy playing golf, tennis, and bridge, as well as ballroom dancing and entertaining their 3 grandchildren. Their son, Christopher, is a 2012 graduate of USC's Leventhal School of Accounting with a Master's of Accounting degree. Beth and Tony have established 2 USC Endowed Scholarship Funds, one with Town and Gown of USC, and one with the USC Leventhal School of Accounting. So it is with humility and pride and a lot of goodwill that I ask Yvonne Bogdanovich, past president, to hand the gavel to Beth Pitak-Aaron, the newest CEO and president of Town and Gown of USC.
Good luck. Thank you, I'm gonna need it. Do I say something?
And wait, there's more for you, Beth.
Did you leave a letter?
And wait, there's more for you, Beth. Here's all my past president notebooks. You can call me with questions.
Okay.
Beth, the microphone's all yours. Sure, please take a photo. We love that.
So,
Oh, she wants to go straight ahead. Doug, first row, okay. Oh, there, you don't have to move. Get those glutes? Yeah. Get those glutes going. Gotta do a fight on.
I don't know. Hillary, are they allowed to leave? Or are they staying?
Let's have them stay while you give your short and sweet, and
It
then
is
we'll
short
move
and
on
sweet.
to our winemaker.
It is short and sweet. First of all, thank you all for entrusting me to take over a really unbelievable pair of shoes. Yes. Hillary has done a tremendous job as CEO. She has maneuvered through seas that we have never had to maneuver through before. And so Hillary, you can't leave yet either.
Don't go for it, though, ask somebody.
There is a, Marilyn, that big bouquet of flowers is for Hillary. So Hillary, I told you, my flowers would beat out yours. And they, I don't want to say they did, but just saying. On behalf, Hillary, truly, truly, on behalf of the Board of Directors for Town and Gown of USC, this is a huge thank you for all you have done for us. So finally, yay. I guess that's it. If you have any questions, email my VPs. Because I probably won't know the answer, and I'll be emailing them anyway. So I look forward to working with you all, and I look forward to taking us through the next 2 years, and I know it's going to be wonderful.
So thank you very much and fight on. Okay, let's go.
Another round of applause for our 2022-2023 Board of Directors and our new CEO and President. Congratulations, ladies. And now it is my privilege to bring up for her final meeting as our Vice President of Programs. And this is the first meeting that she's been able to helm that's one of our Town and Gown of USC traditional meetings. So it's fitting that we end with a full ballroom and a beautiful lunch. And you just have been incredibly positive. Such a pleasure to work with Colleen, and I've enjoyed every moment of it. So take it away for your last meeting as VP.
Woo-hoo. All right, this is so fun. Okay, now we're getting to the speaker part. It is my distinct pleasure today to introduce you to our speaker, Heidi Scheid, Executive Vice President of Scheid Family Wines. I first met Heidi some 35 years ago when we were sorority sisters here at USC in the early 80s. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, but I did. Although Scheid Vineyards was close to 15 years old when she graduated, she didn't leap into the family business right away. After graduating USC in 1985 with a degree in business finance, she worked a few years at Ernst & Young in valuation consulting. In fact, our new president, Beth's husband, Tony, was Heidi's first boss. Is that correct? Yes? Tony, wave. Shout out to Tony. And Beth, how about that for a connection? After a few years, she went back to USC for her MBA and became a double Trojan. Scheid Vineyards was founded in 1972 in Monterey by her father, Al Scheid. Back then, Monterey was known for grape growing, not wine making, and their grapes were 100% sold to wineries. She joined her brother and dad in the family business after her oldest child was born in the early 90s, and Sienna is here with us today. And since 2001 has been the executive vice president. In the past decade, Scheid Vineyards sales have grown from about 2,500 cases to over 800,000 cases, with wine sold throughout the US and exported to 24 countries. In 2020, Heidi and her team launched a new and exciting wine, Sunny with a Chance of Flowers, a low alcohol, zero sugar wine with just 85 calories a serving. It is part of the trending Better For You category, wine category, and you can find it on shelves of many stores near you. Scheid Vineyards has been a conscientious steward of the land for 50 years. 100% of their estate vineyards are certified through the Certified California Sustainable Program, and they were the first global GAP, Good Agricultural Practices, in the US. In 2020, they certified their first organic vineyard and are currently farming 1,500 acres organically. In addition, the winery is powered by 100% renewable wind energy generated by an on-site 400-foot-tall, 1.85 megawatt wind turbine that harnesses power of the Salinas Valley's dependable winds. It also produces enough energy to provide power for about 125 homes in the local community. Heidi is very active in the California wine industry and serves on various boards, and in 2020 received the Person of the Year award from the Wine Enthusiast magazine. When she has free time, she enjoys running and hiking. In fact, she's climbed Mount Whitney twice and celebrated her 50th birthday just yesterday, summiting Mount Kilimanjaro. She has 3 grown children, Sienna, Cooper, and Owen, and an adorable rescue mutt named Peanut, and lives in Manhattan Beach. And I don't think I mentioned that she commutes from Manhattan Beach to Monterey every week, and somehow this amazing woman gets it all done. And we are thrilled she's with us today. Please join me in a warm welcome for Heidi Scheid.
Thank you so much, Colleen. You know, this was going to be about a 20-minute presentation, but I can do it in about 5 minutes because Colleen stole all my material.
Thank you very much. It is so great to be back here at USC. I want to thank my daughter Sienna for driving up from San Diego. I want to thank my old boss Tony for showing up today to rattle me. It worked. You've gotten into my head a little bit when I was preparing this. I know he's going to critique me afterwards. I know, you got me. So let's start. Let me make sure I can, whoops. There we go. So obviously, best school ever. So good, in fact, that I attended USC twice, first for undergrad and then earning my MBA. So definitely a double Trojan here. That's a picture of my dad in the bottom right corner there, looking very proud on graduation day. I think I was a little hungover, but he was very proud. And I had a great time going through some pictures and trying to find a few to throw on this slide and reflecting on why I had such a great time at USC. And we're going to get to wine in a sec, I promise. But I came up with a great shot, that one there where I'm wearing the super cute members only jacket, burgundy. I think those are coming back in. That is Victoria Kern Black, who is right here. And then I found one of her husband, Lee. I think, Lee, you and I went to a party together or something. I don't know. So yes, I was a Kappa Gamma, went to lots of football games, went to lots of parties, developed wonderful friendships, and it's so great to see so many familiar faces here today. And I did attend a few classes as well, and apparently thought it was super classy to dress up as one of a Budweiser can in a six-pack. So I don't know what that was about, but I'm sure it was funny at the time. So now we are definitely going to talk about wine, and I wanted to start by giving you all a little bit of background on how we got here from our founding in 1972 to where we are 50 years later, although Colleen did cover it quite nicely. I'll go into maybe just a little bit more detail, but a little bit of it will be repeat. As Colleen mentioned, we were founded in 1972 by my father, Al Scheid, who was really a pioneer of Monterey County as a grape growing region. Back then, Monterey County was a region that supported the big brands of California. There were really only a few wineries in Monterey County, and most of the grapes were trucked out of the county up to Napa and Sonoma at harvest. If you remember those big brands of E&J Gallo and Paul Masson and Kribari, that's where a lot of the grapes from Monterey County went into those wines. So when we started off, 100% of the grape production that we produced was sold to other wineries. And that's pretty much how it continued for the first 30 years of our existence. We were a grape grower with a pretty simple business model. We signed long-term contracts, we grow the grapes to meet those contracts, and we deliver them to the winery at harvest. My brother Scott Scheid joined the company in 1986 and is currently president and CEO of Scheid Family Wines. And I joined in 1992 as director of planning. My career has unfolded within the company basically as the company has evolved, so have I. I started off in planning, in finance, and went to sales and marketing, and now am involved in a lot of strategic planning and product innovation and sales and marketing, certainly. That changed, right? Yeah, good. So in 2002, we were given notice on a group of grape purchase contracts that represented a very large chunk of our acreage, about 2/3. And what that meant was that in 2005, we were going to have this large amount of unsold grapes coming right back at us without a home for them. So we were sort of faced with this evolve or die scenario. So we started reaching out to other wineries to see if we could find other homes for these grapes. And what we found out is that these wineries really wanted wine instead of grapes. They were out of capacity at their wineries, and that was okay, except for we did not have a winery. So we hired a winemaker, and we started making wine at various custom crush facilities around the state. Custom crush facilities are basically wineries where you can rent out space to make wine. And we did that for a few years and then decided that this was going to be our new business model, that being able to sell grapes and custom wine was a way to reduce our risk. And so we took about a $60 million leap of faith in 2005 and built a state-of-the-art winery and evolved our business from being solely a grape grower to being more of a full-service supplier to other wineries. Whoops, let's see. Did I do something wrong? There we go. And then about 10 years ago, we decided to put the third leg on our stool and really begin producing wine under our own brands. And we did that because the grape and wine market, when you're a supplier to other wineries, is extremely volatile, whereas originally we had 30-year contracts. Those 30-year contracts became 10-year, then they became 5-year, and they became year-to-year. And it was just no way to build a business, no way to help our employees build careers with us when we are putting ourselves at so much risk that we didn't know where the market was going. So we decided that we were going to get into the wine business for reals this time. And at that point, we were producing about 2,500 cases of wine under our namesake Scheid Vineyards label. And this year, as Colleen said, we'll produce a little over 800,000 cases of wine. And that makes us about the 24th largest winery in California, or about number 14 in exports. Our portfolio of brands is sold throughout the US in 25 different countries. And so really that, kind of in a nutshell, is our 50 years of evolution from a grower to a winery to a wine producer. And we are definitely proud of being stewards of sustainability. That is something that was important to my father from the very, very beginning. But nowadays, there's all kinds of certifications that you can work through in order to really prove what it is that you're doing out in the vineyard. So 100% of our 3,000 vineyard acres are California certified sustainable. They're also SIP certified, which is another certification that is more specific to the Central Coast of California. We were the first Global Gap certified vineyard in the United States. We farm a significant amount of our acreage organically, including the organic vineyard that we first certified in 2020. Our winery is also third-party certified California Sustainable. It's BRC certified, which is the British Retail Consortium, which is the highest level of food safety standards in the world, and is a very important standard to have if you're selling your wines internationally. And we'll get to the wind turbine in just a second. And then, one other point that I wanted to make is that, because I know this is a very important philanthropic organization, and social responsibility is one of those pieces of the sustainability strategy that sometimes gets short shrift, because to a lot of people, sustainability means environmental. But social responsibility is something that is extremely important to us. We have very much of a think globally, act locally philosophy at Scheid Family Wines, something that our father instilled in us from the very beginning. We've run a Scheid writing contest to give scholarships to high schoolers in our local community of Greenfield High School and King City High School. These are largely Latino communities. A lot of kids really need that support to go on to higher education. And so we've been running that program at both high schools since 1988. This is our, oops, did I go over one real fast? Oh, wind turbine. Can't forget the wind turbine. Even though Colleen did a great job describing the 1.85 megawatt turbine. It does power, this single turbine powers 100% of our entire winery operation, plus 125 homes in the local community. And that's because it is extremely windy in the Salinas Valley. In fact, it's so windy, it's a terrible place for solar panels. We always get asked, well, why don't you do solar? Well, solar panels take up a lot of space, and they also require a lot of maintenance. And in an area that is cool and foggy and has a lot of moisture, and then gets very windy, and so that dirt just gets picked right up, it's really not feasible for solar panels to be in that type of an environment. So wind was really the perfect way to use to develop renewable energy and use that to power our entire winery campus. So that's was installed in 2017. So this is where we're at. This is our home, Monterey County. The Monterey growing region is very unique. The Monterey Bay up at the north is very cold and deep, and then you have the mountain ranges on either side, the Gabilan Range to the east and the Santa Lucia Range to the west. And in between that is the Salinas Valley, which is where we grow. And those two mountain ranges create this funnel effect, and so the wind off of the cold Monterey Bay brings the coolness and the fog down the valley. We're the only region in California, the only appellation, the Monterey County appellation, to have all 4 of the premium climatic zones present within our appellation. And so in Region 1, that's a very cool climate, much like Burgundy in France, and we grow a lot of Pinot Noir and Chardonnay there. As you get down to Region 2, It's still pretty cool climate, maybe just a degree or two higher, and we grow a lot of Pinot Chardonnay there as well, as long as with aromatic whites like Sauvignon Blanc, Grenache Blanc, Albarino. We actually grow 39 different varietals, so I could spend some time going over all those. And then as you come down the valley into the Region 3, that's the San Lucas sub-appellation. The days get longer and warmer there. We grow a lot of Cabernet, Syrah, Merlot. And then as you come down into Region 4, which is just over the San Luis Obispo county line, the temperature is more like Paso Robles, which you might be familiar with, a very large temperature differential from day to night. 40 degrees is pretty common. It can be up to 60 degrees, over 100, and then dropping down into the 40s and 50s. And that allows us to grow big, bold tannic reds, a lot of Cabernet, Petite Syrah, and Petite Verdot down there. So I just wanted to walk you through, and then we're going to get to Sunny with a Chance of Flowers, which is my favorite thing to talk about, but how we got from 2,500 cases to 800,000 cases was really from looking at exclusive brands and really pursuing that as our business strategy. It's really difficult to just launch a national brand and get any attention from national retailers or distributors. It's a super complicated business with a lot of arcane laws throughout all the states. And so exclusive brands was our way to break into the business, to develop relationships with major retailers, and to be able to build the volume that we needed to have economies of scale. So this is just an example. We have currently over 60 exclusive brands. We've probably, since we started doing this a decade ago, have created well over 100 exclusive brands. So you'll see we have Andover and Aristotle with Whole Foods. We've got 6 different exclusive brands with Kroger, which is Ralph's in Southern California, and then a few there with Total Wine. And we pretty much have, 1 to 5 exclusive brands with, pretty much the majority of major retailers in the US and a lot of smaller regional ones as well. And then we also have what we call our global brand portfolio. So as opposed to exclusive brands, which can only be sold in one account. So if we develop an exclusive brand for Whole Foods, we only sell it to Whole Foods. It's theirs exclusively. A global brand is a brand that we develop that we can sell absolutely anywhere in the United States or the world. And so we have what we call our classic brands, which are at a more affordable price point of about $12 to $20. Our more luxury level brands, which are priced above $20, and then our innovation brands, which has been a big focus for us the last couple years. Sunny with a Chance of Flowers, which we're going to talk about. Hoxie is a canned dry wine spritzer that we just relaunched it at Coachella last weekend, the last 2 weekends. And so hopefully you're going to be seeing that coming into stores near you. It's absolutely delicious. And then Grandeur is our first wine made from organic grapes. It's available at Whole Foods right now, but will be, as we get more grapes off of that particular vineyard, we'll be able to sell it in a lot more locations. And then before I move on to Sunny, I'd be remiss if I didn't touch on our namesake label, Scheid Vineyards, because obviously this one is very near and dear to my heart. These are very limited production wines that are sold through our 2 tasting rooms to wine club members, and mostly to restaurants and smaller wine accounts. You're not going to find these on the shelf at Safeway. We use less than 2% of the grapes we grow for our Scheid Vineyards label, and we have earned many 90-plus scores and gold medals and accolades, and they're really wonderful wines. On your seat, there is a card. If any of you would love to come and visit us, we have a tasting room in Carmel, and also one on Highway 101 between the towns of King City and Greenfield in the middle of the Salinas Valley. Come in for a free tasting, and you will be treated like family. So I hope you, if you're ever in the area, please do stop by. But now I'm going to tell you a little bit about our Sunny story. And this is just going to be a quick journey through how this brand was conceived and kind of how we bring a brand to market. So in January 2019, I was introduced to this woman here, Teresa Scripps, by a mutual friend who thought that Teresa could help us out in developing maybe some concepts for exclusive brands. Teresa was a creative director who had retired from her agency, and then after a few years decided that she was too young to retire, and so she kind of wanted to get back into creating some things without having to work full-time. So we met in my office and we were chatting about all different kinds of ideas, and meeting was winding down, and as she was leaving, she said, hey, let me show you something. And she plops open her portfolio and shows me Sunny with a Chance of Flowers. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I love this name. I was just instantly taken with it. It made me smile. I was smitten. I mean, from the first moment I saw Sunny with a Chance of Flowers, it was love at first sight. At the same time, this is 2019, internally we were looking at different innovative things that we could do within wine. And if you can think back to just 3 years ago, 2019 was really the year that hard seltzer came on the scene, and we really took notice of that. What we noticed is that millennials really perceived hard seltzers as being healthier than other beverage alcohol choices. And so, like, why is that? Why is this flavored product in a can? And one of the conclusions that we drew is because it very clearly states right there on the front of the can, 5% alcohol in that circle and 100 calories right underneath it. And so you know exactly what you're getting. And I don't know how many of you have heard the term sessionable, but that is a thing. And what it means is you can drink something for a long period of time. So whereas if you're drinking tequila, that might, you can only drink tequila for so long, but if you're drinking White Claw, you could drink it all day at the beach. You could drink it all day on a boat. You could drink it all day on an inner tube or on a, I don't know, I'd have to ask Sienna how you drink how you drink White Claw all day. But I'm sure there are many places many ways to consume it all day long. So I was working on Sunny with Teresa. We decided we were going to do something together, and we were kind of pondering, what is this wine going to be? Where is it going to go? Like, how do we develop a brand around this great name? And then over here, I was working with our sales team on what would a healthy lifestyle version of wine look like. I spent a lot of time walking around the supermarket and just seeing what other products were doing, because it kind of occurred to us that pretty much every product in the supermarket has a healthier version of it, except for wine. I mean, if you think about ice cream, there's that halo top and all kinds of different sorts of variations of ice cream if you want to have your ice cream, but make it a little healthier. Dog food, all of us who have dogs probably spend a lot of more money on dog food than our parents did on our dogs when we were little. Dog food's a thing now. We can eat our own dog's food if we really want to. Milk. I mean, okay, it used to be whole milk, 2% non-fat. Okay, now it's just like 3 refrigerators full, and you've got soy, you've got oat, you've got lactate, of course, that's been around for a while. You've got pecan, you've got soy. Did I say soy? Well, anyway, you've got a lot of milk, because I took a picture of it in the supermarket. And so, I think the reason that wine was so late to the game is that wine, at least for us in the wine industry, and probably a lot of people here in the audience too, seems like it's already healthy, right? It's a natural product, it's wine. We all know that wine in moderation can be healthy. But if they can take water and make water healthier, then surely we can take wine and make wine healthier. So we continued to do research, and we were pretty convinced that, that we could build a case to take to buyers at national accounts to convince them. Because what you have to remember is that every time you create something to go onto a store shelf, that buyer has to make a decision to take something else off. They're not adding more wine space in the stores. So you really have to come up with a pretty compelling case. So we did a lot of research. And we learned that 41% of alcohol consumers say that health drives their drink choices. And I had never really thought about it before, but 6 of the top 10 beers in the US market are light beers, 6 out of 10, so that's a lot. And Michelob Ultra is the #2 top-selling beer in the US, behind Budweiser. Maybe that's why I dressed up like Budweiser earlier. But yeah, Michelob Ultra is #2, and that really is a healthier style beer. So we were pretty convinced, and by the summer of 2019, we were still working on Sunny over here, working on the design, really discovering the voice of the brand, what it stood for, and working on the healthy lifestyle concept over here. reaching out to stakeholders, our distributors, potential buyers, trying to understand if they saw a place in the market for a healthier version of wine, and if we were really going to invest the dollars that it was going to take to give this a try. We have an internal product innovation group, and we really began digging into them as to what was possible. You know, could we make something that was a healthier version, but that still really tasted great? Because it is a balancing act between aroma, taste, mouthfeel, and weight. I mean, those are the four things that make wine so awesome and so great with food and so great all on its own. But alcohol, calories, and sugar definitely play a part in that. So it is this balancing act, and we were really working on how we were going to find that balance. Within our group, we decided that in order for this wine to really be seen as healthier or better for you, it needed to sit between 7 to 10% alcohol, it needed to be 75 to 100 calories, and we felt pretty certain it needed to be 0 sugar. And so basically, with our winemaking team, you know, alcohol and sugar are the two things, the two greatest tools that they have. And we said, okay, we're going to take away like 33% of the alcohol, and then we're going to like take away the sugar completely. So how do we do that? Well, we did a lot of tasting trials, a lot, and I'm going to get into on the next slide exactly how we did that. But eventually, where we ended up was at a 0 sugar wine at 85 calories and 9% alcohol that we felt still tasted pretty dang delicious. So we get a lot of questions about how do you actually make the wine, and we call where we settled our sweet spot because it really was through a lot of trials that we reached that conclusion that that's where we needed to be. But basically, a very quick winemaking lesson. For Sunny, we firmly believe that flavors are made in the vineyard, and so the grapes stay out on the vine until they're at full flavor development. You can do a lot of stuff to wine when you bring it into the winery, but you cannot inject flavor. You get what you get. Flavors are made in the vineyard. So we harvest the grapes at full maturity. We bring them into the wine, and we ferment them to dryness just as we would any other wine. So how do we get to 0 sugar? Well, sugar in the grapes through the fermentation process is converted to alcohol. Some wines are arrested, the fermentation is stopped so that there is residual sugar remaining. That's why you get sweet wines. Or sometimes wineries can add back in concentrate, grape concentrate, it's still called wine, and that will also give it some sweetness. There are a lot of top-selling wines in the marketplace that have a pretty nice amount of residual sugar. You might not necessarily recognize it, but you would recognize it if you were tasting it side by side with a wine that was completely dry. So with Sunny, we ferment to absolute dryness, so there is 0 remaining residual sugar. And then we take that wine, which ends up as a regular Pinot Noir, a regular Chardonnay, a regular Sauvignon Blanc. It sits between 13.5% to 14% alcohol generally. And then we put it through a process based on reverse osmosis. Don't ask me to explain it. It's kind of magical. But we took this system, we developed a proprietary process around it, and feel that it's a very gentle and gradual way to remove alcohol and bring that alcohol level down to the 9%. So finally, about a year after we had started, finally the light bulb went on that like, hey, maybe this brand that we're looking at over here, Sunny with a Chance of Flowers, we're trying to figure out exactly where it's going to sit, would actually work together really well with this healthier wine proposition. And the more we talked about it, the more that we felt that the Sunny ethos of positivity really dovetailed beautifully with a wine of balance and moderation. We really felt that this better for you wine, even though it is lower in calories and lower in alcohol, we didn't want it to be the skinny girl of wines. We didn't want it to be the diet wine. We want it to be a wine that allowed you to enjoy wine in different occasions, whether it be a weeknight and you want to wake up early the next day, or whether you want to enjoy it sitting on a beach or whatever it is, but just have it be a part of a healthy and moderative lifestyle. Nothing more, nothing less than that. And so we ended up with this pretty label where we call out that word positively. These are the 3 varietals that we launched with: Positively Sauvignon Blanc, Positively Chardonnay, and Positively Pinot Noir. The front label calls out the 85 calories, 0 sugar, and 9% alcohol, as well as certified sustainable and our home of Monterey. The back label contains the average analysis bar with calories, carbs, protein, and fat. It's very easy to see. We make it prominent so that people who are counting their carbs and sugar and all those kinds of things know exactly what it is that they're getting. Yep. Okay, yep, almost done. And then our capsules each have great messages of positivity. And we officially launched on June 16th, 2020, online and select retailers. So this is our lineup today. We launched with the Sauvignon Blanc, Chardonnay, and Pinot Noir. We've just recently added our Rosé and our Cabernet. We've earned some great scores on the Cabernet and the Rosé just launched about a month and a half ago. We've received great scores on the other three varietals that were judged as regular varietal wines, not as low alcohol wines. And we like to say that Sunny is the wine that checks all the boxes. It's very tempting to use sugar to replace flavor lost through lowering the alcohol, and we're the only brand that doesn't do that. Sunny's available in all 50 states, lots of different retailers, some great Southern California accounts. And I'll just bring your attention to this Year of Flowers. We have a sweepstakes that's running now. This is one of our programs that if you go on that QR code and enter, you can enter to win a monthly delivery of fresh flowers delivered to your home. It's our way of delivering a little positivity. I really love our Resolution Wine program in January. We like to call it Dry-ish January. In about 3 weeks, we'll have our spritz recipes up on our website, another way to further lower the alcohol and make it even more sessionable. And we earned our 2020 Hot Brand Award last year, which was pretty exciting from our industry. We've gotten some really nice press across the board and won our industry band battle in the low alcohol segment. And that takes me to the end of our presentation. That is our current lineup. And if you have any questions, I would love to take them.
Yeah, and thank you so much, Heidi. Wow. I am sure this really hits a spot with many of us in the room, so that's awesome. All right, we have time just for a couple of questions, so I will take one from this side of the audience. Does somebody here have a question for Heidi? Anybody on this? Oh, right, here we go.
Is your Sunny wine sold at Trader Joe's?
It is not sold at Trader Joe's. I'm sorry. I love Trader Joe's.
Who carries it?
Yeah, they do a lot of private label wines there, but maybe we'll get in there in the future. I'm going to tell them you asked.
Okay, Debbie, do you have one?
So, first of all, terrific job and congratulations on this success.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Go Trojans. But I'm just curious, since they're organic grapes and it's organic, why do you put sustainable rather than organic?
Well, not 100% of our vineyard acreage is certified organic. 100% of it is certified sustainable. Yeah, we're working our way on organics. It's a process with organic. It takes a long time to convert a vineyard. Yep. Thank you.
In the recognition of time, of course, and I know we were a little bit late to start.
No worries.
But we would go on with questions. You know we would if we could, but we know everybody's mindful of traffic and all those good things. But Heidi, thank you so much. That was fabulous. We have a little something for you. We so appreciate your time here. And as a very special surprise, Heidi donated a couple cases of her wine. They are back there on a back table, and one lucky winner from each table, and this is on the honor system, gets to go home with that bottle. Just pick it up on your way out, and that is the person with the closest birth date at the table to Heidi, just the month and date, which is May 17th. Okay? May 17th, you may pick up, if you're closest, front or back.
Thank you. Sorry I went over.
We started
Yeah,
about
okay.
12 minutes
Yeah.
late, so that's on us.
Yeah, no worries.
And we could have kept going.
Yeah.
but- And now our friends from hospitality will come up and give away the raffle. Janice Teasley and Kate Farlow.
Good afternoon. We have a $250 gift certificate for one lucky winner, and that winner is Francie.
Agajanian, you got it. Francie Agajanian. I thought I saw her, yep.
I'm taking the basket.
Oh, that's right. Congratulations. The next one is a fabulous basket that was donated by Sandy Johnston. And let me tell you the fabulous things that are in here before I pick a ticket. You have baseball tickets for May 15th. You have baseball tailgate party to attend. You have a VIP locker room tour. It's before the game. And then you have a USC presidential baseball that has all the president's pictures on the baseball, and you have lots more. So that's here, and I'll pick a ticket for that. Have to really get down to the bottom here. Rosie Sapia. Rosie Sapia. And then I'd like to have Rana come up. Rana, where are you? Where are you, Rana?
Did she leave already?
Rana doesn't leave. Rana, I have to tell you about Rana. We have something special for Rana. Rana has been doing our centerpieces for 18 years, and they've been fabulous. So where did Rana go? Oh, we'll deliver them to her. We have, Hillary got some beautiful flowers. Hillary, you want to bring them up and show what, anyway, when you see Rana next time, please thank her for all the fabulous centerpieces. For over 18 years, she's been taking care of us. Thank you very much.
All right, and I know that Rana is not here, but she is so wonderful. She does all the centerpieces. She does them with her 7-year-old granddaughter. And so the pearls that are in the bottom, the granddaughter chose, and the reason the little pink cups almost look like shot glasses, the granddaughter thought they were like little wine glasses. So I just think it's so lovely that she does this for us. So again, please thank her when you see her. She puts a lot of heart and soul into this for us. And today we are doing a centerpiece giveaway. So if your birthday is the closest to Beth's birthday, which is September 5th, then you may take the centerpiece home. All right? All right. Ready to go?
Yeah. So actually there's a chance at each table for 2 winners, if everyone followed that. All right. So just a couple quick thank yous. The first one is to USC Hospitality, Carla Campos and crew, who do all of our seating and, of course, dining today. They handle everything behind the scenes in the weeks prior to one of our meetings, and we're so grateful to them. Also to the team in the back, USC AV, Jerry back there and crew, and Robert Trano, please give him props, and Kevin. These guys are always helping us out with the cameras and that good stuff. And a special shout out to Ian, our Wizard of Oz, who's in Houston handling the live stream. We appreciate you so much. And Carrie May, who handles all our reservations and everything. She's fabulous. Thank you, guys.
All right, final. Thank you all so much for coming today. How exciting and fun was today. But I want you all to look forward to next year. We will be back in this ballroom October 4th with an amazing lineup of speakers that, as we speak, are formulating in some of our heads. And we will let you know over the summer with a special announcement who those speakers will be. And we would love to have you all back here with us in October. Have a great summer, you guys. Enjoy. you.